Hi, my name is Derek Love, and my background is in graphic design. I run a small freelance practice here in New York under the name Love & Partners, and I've always been fascinated by everyday design objects and vernacular. Rather than looking to Tumblr feeds or award show annuals, I'd much rather just take a walk in the city. Stuff like the lettering on the side of trucks or industrial shipping containers or storefronts have this realness and honesty to them that I wanted to research more deeply. Good afternoon. My name is Derek Love, and I'm fascinated by the everyday. Things that a lot of people might not pay attention to, but deserve a closer look. This has been my world for the past 6 months, storefronts throughout New York City. And today I'd like to share with you some key findings from research I've conducted on the design of storefronts and the identity of neighborhoods. My research shows that storefronts serve as a resonant indicator of a neighborhood's identity. They define the city's socioeconomic complexion using design rather than economics. A storefront is the immediate interface between a business and a person. More than just a sign, it includes the window display and any other objects that comprise the business's facade. But why am I looking at storefronts? Why does this matter? The discourse on the design of signs and storefronts falls between architecture, urban planning, graphic design and advertising, and economics. According to Robert W. Walsh, the former Commissioner of Small Business Services under the Bloomberg administration, small business storefronts create not just aesthetic value for a neighborhood, but social and economic value as well. I believe that small business storefronts are a big part of the reason why living in the city feels different and exciting, and they're why neighborhoods are unique. To get a better grasp on storefronts and their implications, I've deployed an array of research techniques ranging from interviews to geospatial analyses to theoretical frameworks. My research touches on digital and retail app-based services like Yelp and Google Maps and their relationship to brick and mortar, but my primary focus is on physical locations. Over the course of my research, I've come to define 3 types of storefronts in the city. The first are chain stores, which are designed for universal appeal, much more so than local appeal. The second are local businesses, which attract not only residents, but outside visitors as well. And the third are what I'm calling hyperlocal businesses, which serve and communicate primarily with immediate residents. For this reason, I've selected laundromats and dry cleaners as my test subjects. New York is a city where a washer and dryer mean you've made it. And following StreetEasy's logic, a neighborhood with an abundance of laundromats points to an area of economic underperformance. Conversely, a neighborhood with an abundance of dry cleaners points to an area of economic overperformance. Now, I'd like to take you on a little tour to a couple places where my primary research was conducted. I've selected 2 neighborhoods and 1 business from each. First, let's go to Mott Haven, Bronx. Mott Haven has a population of 37,351 people. The median household income is $31,532, and the median home sale price is $274,000. Mott Haven has 12 laundromats and 5 dry cleaners. Let's take a look at One Stop Bronx Laundromat. It's located north of the Mott Haven housing projects and across the street from Furniture Depot. It can be seen from blocks away. Its 6,000 square foot facility has its own 22-space parking lot, and the MX-15 bus stops at its doorstep. It's a neighborhood destination. And with a substantial footprint comes plenty of signage. the one-stop Bronx laundromat storefront comprises an expansive vinyl awning, neon signs, clothing donation bins, security cameras, Spanish dominant pole signs on the door, a Star of David sticker, and other knickknacks, which are sometimes held together with duct tape. As I was doing my laundry there on a recent visit, I talked with a customer named Jose. I asked him why he chooses this location when there's so many options in the area. He told me, even though he lives 12 blocks away, he prefers this one because it feels safe here. A big part of that is that there's 16 security cameras on the premises. I wanted to hear Jose's thoughts about the storefront itself. So I showed him a picture I'd just taken outside, and he kind of looked at it, studied it for a bit, and then he looked back at me and he admitted he didn't recognize it. After I told him it was actually the place that we were in, he had a pretty good laugh. The media theorist Marshall McLuhan said if an ad has become so environmental as to be unperceived, that's when it's really doing its work. The design gestures deployed through the storefront of One Stop Bronx Laundromat are so innate with the neighborhood that visiting becomes second nature for frequent customers like Jose. Now let's take a step back. I'd like to show you a technique I developed during my research that not only creates a taxonomy of the storefront, it isolates each object from the environment. According to the French theorist, excuse my French, Michel Desserteux, the items in a store window stand for not just the street, but the whole neighborhood. Steep security measures, vibrating primary colors, overworked typography, and ready-made signage are what stand for Mott Haven. It's this unique collection of items that establishes authenticity and helps define the neighborhood's identity. These items, they're both material and semiotic in nature, and they form a narrative about the neighborhood. If you were to take One Stop Bronx Laundromat and place it in a different neighborhood, it would look alien. A 26-minute ride down the Lexington Avenue line, and we arrive in Lenox Hill, Manhattan. Lenox Hill has a population of 28,924 people. The median household income is $184,118, and the median home sale price is $1,256,975. Lenox Hill has 22 dry cleaners and 1 laundromat. One of those dry cleaners is Madame Paulette, which is located on the ground floor of the Manhattan House, a modernist icon designed by Gordon Bunshaft in 1950. Madame Paulette's storefront is nearly as expansive as One Stop Bronx Laundromats, but it's different. It has 5 large department store-like window displays, which are updated seasonally. In the current display, the fashion designer Andrew Warren's resort collection is shown on high-gloss black mannequins with floppy-brimmed straw hats, sunglasses, and tote bags filled with hydrangeas and pink daisies. As I was there dropping off my winter coat to get dry cleaned, a woman walked in, took a look around, and said, "Oh, I thought this was a clothing store." The upscale design of their storefront, even though it creates confusion sometimes, accentuates the sophisticated sensibilities of the neighborhood and confirms that residents are less comfortable bringing their precious garments to a cleaner with a neon sign or a vinyl awning. Material semiotic analysis is fundamental to understanding our urban environment and its socioeconomic complexion. I look at my city differently now, through the lens of design. For me, walking out onto the streets of New York and just looking a little bit closer at the idiosyncratic design gestures of everyday life provides unexpected inspiration. Over the past 6 months, I've covered a lot of ground, but I know this is just the beginning. Thank you.